All right, everyone, let's start to talk about this word pop art and this artist, Shepard Fairey. Shepard Fairey is our new artist that we're going to focus on for this next project, and pop art is a style of art that we're going to focus on. Here's Shepard Fairey in front of one of his most famous works of art, this Obama Hope poster. So we'll talk about that in a minute as well. So pop art is just a word that comes from the bigger word popular culture. Popular culture just means that things that you recognize from your everyday culture, things that are popular. So pop art was an art movement that started in the 1950s. So that was definitely a long time ago. Some of the artists who first started pop art in the 1950s are no longer alive today. Images from pop art show everyday life and common popular objects and people. So you can see some celebrities, you can see some objects and things that you recognize from our culture today. So the style of pop art is bold, flat colors. And these colors are used to create most of the pop art images that we see. So the bold, flat colors are kind of referencing how printed advertisements looked in the 50s. So if you look at these works of art here, when artists and anyone who was printing advertisements in the 1950s was printing something, you would get this kind of style with these bold, bright, flat colors. So not a lot of shading, not a lot of depth, but just really flat colors kind of stacked on top of each other. Andy Warhol, some of you might have heard of him before. He was one of the first pop artists, one of the most famous pop artists back in the 1950s. He loved this style of images that looked like they were mass-produced, like products that we see. And he also used a process called printmaking. So he wasn't actually a painter. He actually took his images and he printed them on a printing press. Shepard Fairey is the artist that we're really going to focus on today. Now, he is what we call a contemporary pop artist. So he is kind of referencing that pop art style from back in the 50s, but we call him contemporary because he is alive today and making artwork today. He's just making artwork in the style of pop art. So his most famous work of art is the Obama Hope poster. So this was a poster right here that was created when President Obama was first running for president, so over 8 years ago. The poster became a symbol for Obama's election. It represented hope and the future and a person who was a hero symbol to Shepard Fairey. So Shepard Fairey saw Obama as a symbol for hope because he was the first African American running for president, and he won the presidency. Some people even say that Shepard Fairey's poster helped Obama win the presidency because it was such a widely seen symbol. So here's Shepard Fairey again right here. What he really loves is images of popular culture, and some of those images are very political, so they have to do with politics. Now fast forward a year ago, Shepard Fairey made these three posters. Now these are also very political. If you look at the images and you study the words, think about why you think Shepard Fairey created these three posters. And I'll give you a hint. These posters were created during the Trump presidency, when Trump was running for president. Now, another hint, these posters are not in support of President Trump. So let's, as a class, start to think about, why do you think, looking at these images and these words, Shepard Fairey made these three posters? So we discussed a little bit what we think these three posters mean, and definitely Shepard Fairey, again, was not in support of President Trump. He was definitely in support of people who he sees as hero symbols. So he sees these everyday women of different races, different cultures, and different religions as the real heroes of America. That's why he used these red, white, and blue colors, and he's using these symbols of these women from different genders, races, and ethnicities and religions. So what we're going to do for our next project is choose a person that you idolize, kind of like a hero symbol to you. This person should be someone of great importance to you. So we're going to do some brainstorming to think of a few people that we might think of when we think of a hero symbol. Then you're going to edit a photograph using your laptop today in a filter that shows a pop art style. So these really flat, bold colors. So we're going to change our photograph from realistic to kind of like an abstract pop art style. We're eventually going to draw our final image using grid drawing techniques that we practiced. So remember grid drawing from last week. It's taking a whole image and breaking it down into tiny boxes and copying those tiny boxes one by one and one row at a time. So starting in box A1 and going over and down, and then going to box 2A and going over and down and copying a whole image. So eventually you're going to finish your grid drawing practice. That would be the bulldog that some of you started last week. That's step 1. Then you're going to brainstorm what hero you want to go with for your hero image. So you're going to make a list of heroes and then choose your favorite and write why you chose them. On the back of this page is where you'll find your grid drawing practice. So this is a double-sided page. Then you're going to get a laptop and use this worksheet at your table to help you find an image and edit it in the pop art style filter. Come see me to print your final image, and if you're ready today, you're going to start drawing your final image onto your final paper. We'll talk about color and what colors we're going to use later. So here is our steps for today. I'm going to leave this up on the board so you can reference this. So let's start with our grid drawing practice, our brainstorming, printing our pictures, and then starting to draw our final hero symbol image.